Welcome to the Al and Jimby Podcast show.
Welcome.
He's Al.
And he's Jimby. See, I got it right this time. Last time I got really confused. I couldn't remember what my name was.
Alex, what's pissing you off this week?
I'm pissed about everything, per usual.
Okay, pick one to start.
Okay. What's making me mad right now is dating apps.
Oh,
have you heard about these?
I'm on them. They suck.
Have you been successful?
I have had 0 dates.
Oh, well, here's the great thing. Ready? Lean in. Yeah, you have to lean in because it's very compelling. The great thing about dating apps now is that there's a premium subscription on all of them.
Whoa, you're saying that in exchange for money I can get human connection?
Baseline $50 or $100. I think it was actually $200 for Tinder.
For Tinder?
I might be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure it was upwards of $100 to $200 for an exclusive Tinder paid for exclusivity packed crap where you become a part of a secret club and then you get to talk to women for the first time.
Wow.
Yeah, I hate it.
That sounds like a steal.
Well, Tinder has it, and it's wonderful, and Bumble has it, and it's wonderful. Bumble's like $50 for a month. Tinder is probably more. So basically, if you're a rich guy and you don't mind spending money all the time,
right,
you'll probably find the love of your life. So congrats.
What I like about this is that it costs less than a prostitute, but a night with a prostitute isn't real. Dating apps are real.
I mean,
and that's the difference.
Depending on the prostitute, it's comparable. So if you got a cheap prostitute for $50, that's probably better than Tinder.
But she won't want to wed you. We have friends that are wed.
She
from
could
Bumble.
she could be a foreigner who wants a green card.
Jesus
in that case, she definitely wants to wed you, especially because in that case she's probably human trafficked.
You're talking about a mail order?
No.
You're talking about mail order.
Well, I'm just talking about human trafficked victims, actually. Which I think they should stop doing that. We're beyond that, right?
I think that it's time someone finally said that was bad.
No more.
No, I mean, it is like a shockingly prevalent thing. I'm scared of us going down a rabbit hole that gets more dark and less funny, because it is like a really prevalent, scary...
Oh, yeah, it's a horrible,
ignored
evil nightmare. And I guarantee someone that stumbles upon this has either had some sort of a dip into something terrifying, where they feel like they might get captured or taken advantage of.
Straight up, the amount of people that have just
kidnapped,
lost like a cousin.
Yeah,
or like a sister.
People get kidnapped. People disappear. Man. Yeah, sorry to make it so dark. I didn't mean to make it so dark. I did make it dark, to be clear. That was my fault.
Let's go something funny.
Okay, you guys ever seen a dog that juggles? Oh wait, okay. I primed Jim for a physical bit. I said I would have a good physical. Say I have a zipper.
You have a zipper and you're like a kangaroo pouch.
My bit is I have glasses. I have sunglasses.
Is
that a good bit? You like that?
I like that bit.
Scale of 1 to 10, how good's the bit?
To be honest, I dissociated because my stomach rumbled and I realized how hungry I am.
Jesus fucking Christ.
My stomach started screaming at me.
I prepared that for an hour beforehand.
You prepared putting sunglasses in your pocket?
Yes, I put it in there an hour ago, and I was like, Jim's going to really love this. He's going to laugh. He's going to holler. He's going to slap his knee.
That you're wearing sunglasses?
Yes, because who would expect that?
I've seen you wear these sunglasses before.
Yeah, but not on the podcast. This is new. We're breaking new ground on Al and Jimby Podcast.
You want to do take 2?
No.
Okay, well then this is what you get, bitch.
You could have been more receptive. This is a two-way road, you know?
No, it's not. I'm not wearing sunglasses.
But you're the one who saw me put on sunglasses.
Yeah, okay. I think I had a normal reaction, which was, it's sunny outside and you put on sunglasses, and so it literally didn't warrant a comment from me.
But I had a zipper pocket.
Well, yeah, so
you can't see the zipper.
You being like an adult human kangaroo is cool.
Yeah, it is sick. It's sick.
Now that is cool.
Yeah, thank you.
That I had a reaction to.
Now
I
laugh.
said you're a kangaroo.
Now laugh at it.
It's not funny. It's interesting. It's like the future of our species.
I don't even know why I fucking try anymore.
Speaking of marsupials, our roommates are on a Crash Bandicoot kick.
Yeah, for months.
They scream all day in the living room.
While I was gone for a week and a half visiting family in another state, and I will not disclose that state because I believe in social protection for my family.
Yes.
Don't fucking look at my family. Don't even talk about my family.
Can we give a hint for people who want to guess?
Here's your hint. Yeehaw!
Here's your hint. All his exes live there.
Why would you do that? That was so obvious. Now they're gonna know.
No, because that's where you grew up. That's where you grew up. Of course, your exes live there, right? It's logical.
I've been gone for a week and a half. Is the point? And when I was gone, they beat 2 Crash Bandicoot games in a week and a half. And they were like halfway through the first one, I think. But now they're on the third one. They're almost done with the third game. That's a lot of gaming, dude. Those games are not like...
No, they're not short, and they're not not
difficult.
kind.
They're difficult, yeah. So
I was on the phone with my mom the other day, and my mom just keeps hearing in the background from the other room...
screaming and moaning, yeah.
And my mom's like, "Are your roommates like
having gay sex,
banging,
or straight sex?"
And
straight or gay sex, either way, sex.
Yeah, you could have just said sex.
Sorry. Yeah, that's my bad. My dad had a mandate for us. Did I tell you about this?
He set you up on a date with a man?
No. My dad mandated. He's watching the podcast. Shout out to Dad. And he said too many poop jokes. He said we have too many poop jokes on the pod.
Did he comment on the amount of cum jokes? Are we good there?
No, well, I think it was like sorry,
sorry,
I'm going both ways. I'm looking at a timer on our podcast so I can time out bits.
That's supposed to be behind the curtain.
Yeah, well, it is still behind the curtain.
You're literally ruining the magic for
There's
people.
no magic.
We want people to think that we are intrinsically
people think we don't
shit.
Understand time, that we're not prepared, fellows.
Yeah.
My dad's mandate was no more poop jokes, and I think that included cum and asshole and pussy.
I don't see the connection.
Poop?
Yes.
So without poop, you can't have an asshole.
Other way around, I think.
No, I think I said that right. No, I rolled it back, and I was perfect there.
I think that we can certainly respect his request by maybe peeling back the poop jokes.
I think
was it poop specifically, or was it everything crass?
I think maybe it was toilet crass humor. I don't know.
Because dicks, balls, pussy, and ass is not toilet.
Well, because
that is not poop.
This is what I told him. I said, well, to an extent, that is a little bit of our humor because we're comedian idiots, right? So that's going to happen
because
naturally. We're going to talk
thinkers.
about, because we're bold, important, thought-provoking thought wizards. Yeah.
Yeah, we're thought wizards.
We're thought wizards.
And when you're
that's going to happen eventually.
When you're a thought wizard, you know D&D when you have a cantrip?
Yeah.
And that means it's a spell you can cast as much as you want. You don't need prep or...
Dude, you're such a fucking nerd.
Or you don't need to use a spell slot to cast it. That's what a cum joke is to a thought wizard. I can do that all day.
Well, it gets better when you think about what the word thought can mean, which is like a
whore.
A whore, yeah. And so a thought wizard, a free thing that they can use is cum. Right. It just makes a lot of sense.
And you know what? And a lot of dollars.
Oh, yeah. I mean, going all the way back around, $50, probably a good night for you.
Yeah.
Especially if you don't have a pimp. If you're free dealing and you don't have to give any of your money away, $50, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, you get 15% from a pimp?
Wait, you're talking about selling your own body?
Well, I'm just saying generally, I feel like if someone has a pimp, they're going to give some of their money to the pimp for protection.
Yeah. But part of the pimp...
If not half of the money.
The pimp guarantees you get paid, though, right? Because the pimp will go beat the fuck out of someone if they don't pay you.
Well, that's why you got to be a prostitute with a gun.
Right. Well, because it's 2020, almost 2024, and so it's time for prostitutes
to just... We're so close to 2024.
Arm themselves with, like, like
pistols and shotguns and like
maces, like with the
flails,
ball, like the spiky ball.
Mm-hmm. Flail, a flail mace, a flailed mace.
Yeah.
Trident,
dude.
Poison. Get back to poisoning, guys. Like shake a guy's hand, or like you suck his penis and then he gets poisoned by your lips, like poison
Imagine
ivy.
if prostitutes like poison you by default, and then after you pay them, you get the antidote.
And I like that.
It's like, damn.
Yeah, well, it's that's just good economy.
Yeah, I think that's just like smart.
Well, yeah, that's goods and services boiled down to the service of sex and the goods of saving your life. A little bit of antidote. They could teach that to children. It's so simple though, because all kids understand the confusing weirdness of sex.
I don't think many do.
Oh wait, you're right. I'm thinking about adults.
You always get them mixed up.
I always mix up adults,
which is
and
concerning.
Children. Okay, I'm going back in.
Oh,
not too early.
Oh yeah, we got 4 minutes.
It's too much.
So I was thinking about if you were friends with a cat, would he just always be canceling plans with you last minute because he found a piece of string?
So like if a cat was a human?
If you were friends with a cat, and you were like, "Hey, dude, we still on for that concert later?" And he's like, "I got all caught up in some shit at my house," and you know that it's just that there was like a cardboard box on its side somewhere.
No, I think that's probably pretty accurate.
And you're like, Ronald, you're such a flake, man.
But then that's how he's built.
He's just
you
built
can't be
like
mad
that.
at, because if you're being friends with a cat, you know that there's going to be some things that he does.
What else would it be like?
That's like saying you become friends with a white boy and then he don't have some quirked up style.
Right, and then you're mad at him that you go to the club and he can't dance. And you're like, "Why? What the hell, man?" And he's like, "This is literally what you signed up for."
Or you're like friends with a Hispanic man. You say like, never eat food anymore that your people make. You say like, just eat African food now.
You know what else would happen if you were friends with a cat? Is you'd go to the club and he'd be chasing around the little lasers that come from the ceiling. He'd be like,
he'd be puking on everyone.
He'd be like.
Yeah, he would just like attack people.
He'd be like batting at shit, yeah.
Yeah, that someone would like be grinding up on him. He'd be like really into it, and then he would like scratch the fuck out of their face.
Or when your friend is a cat and he bring a girl home and she sees his barbed penis, and goes, "Ah!"
I think we're not doing any crass humor this week. I think we're acing
I think
it.
we've done plenty.
I think we've aced it.
I've been avoiding poop, which was what your dad said.
Poop
was no
mandate.
more poop. He didn't say I can't joke about a cat having a scary barbed penis and hurting a woman with it. That's not poop.
That's true.
That's its own thing. What else is in my notes?
How do you feel about barbed wire?
Probably like a good way to protect your lawn and your garden.
Because I've been thinking about putting barbed wire around our balcony here.
Why?
To keep out rodents.
But that's gonna do is we can't lean on it anymore.
Well, we never lean on it because it's dusty. Might as well use it for something. The only one who leans on it is Steve when he smokes cigarettes, and he shouldn't be smoking cigarettes because he has an ulcer in his stomach.
It's a cigarette prevention. I don't know if
and
Steve
it keeps out
wants
rodents.
us to go public with his medical history.
He has an ulcer. It's not my fault.
It is your fault that it's now on the podcast. That is your fault, actually.
Something just fell out of the tree. I think an animal just fell out of the tree.
Here, I'm looking at my notes for stuff. How the fuck am I so dehydrated and I just went piss? Hey, body, what's wrong with the water I already gave you? Should have held on to some of that piss. Should have kept some of that piss inside me. What do you think about that?
Is that like you talking to your body?
Yeah.
What's the context?
The context is that I just went piss, but I'm super dehydrated. Like, my throat is dry.
Oh, by peeing, your throat becomes dry?
No. It's just that, like, I'm super dehydrated, but I keep going piss, and I'm like, hey, why not, what's wrong with that water? Just keep that piss.
I like the idea of a demon that sits in your bathroom and says, "You are allowed to piss, But your throat would become dry for 12 hours. It's like trading.
Yeah.
Comfort for one comfort is gained and one comfort is removed.
You'd make a deal with the devil every time you take a piss. This isn't poop. By the way, to Alex's dad, this is not poop. This is pee.
This is pee, yeah.
So it's fair game. Anyway, that's the 15-minute mark. You wanted to talk about something at the 15-minute mark. You keep squinting at the clock, looking for the 15-minute mark. I told you it is.
I don't trust you.
Okay, well.
By God, he's right. Good job, buddy. Last week, we had a cool little vid with our buddy Eric, Nook Eric.
And Mammoth in Space.
And Mammoth in Space.
And I also did their podcast.
Oh, you did their podcast? I didn't know that.
I was a guest.
That's so fun. I'll have
Eric
to listen
and I
to it.
went down memory lane.
Is that on their Patreon?
Yeah, sure is.
Do they have a shared Patreon?
They each have their own Patreon, but they post their shared podcast to both of their Patreons.
I
think is how it works.
Okay, cool. I'll have to subscribe to one or both of them.
Truly? How about both? They're both great.
Yeah, they're good fellas.
And Mammoth just posted a great video, and Eric has one coming in the next couple days.
I'm excited. I really like both of their content. I guess I just wanted to talk about the process of making that because it was kind of a unique video for us.
Yeah, so we wanted to... we've been saying for a while that Eric and Alex should play brothers. Eric has pointed out before that once I left Minnesota, I just kind of became friends with like a different, like weird guy that looks kind of like him even. And he was like,
I would
damn.
say I'm not weird.
Well,
I'm a little offended by what Eric said, actually.
The dynamic is kind of similar, and this is something he observed. Because, like, typically
tall and round.
Yeah.
There's
the body
tall guy and round
sizes,
guy,
the
yeah.
hair color, and also just, like, the fact that, I mean, you and him can both grow a beard, and sometimes do. I can't grow a fucking beard. Also,
but you can grow an abundance of pubic hair.
I'm like the
penis.
One who's, well, and all three of us do that. But
Eric can't do that.
No, Eric used to do this bit where people in our friend group would talk about, oh man, I want to go on Survivor. I would like win all the challenges, and then someone else would be like, I would make a bunch of alliances, and then Eric would be like, I would grow my pubes out and and braid them around my penis and walk around like that.
And just scare everyone.
And that's how he would win Survivor.
He would win because of just like pure weirdness. Yeah, that's a great idea. That's really smart. Okay, so he has pubes. Okay, sorry, continue. I distracted you. So me and him are similar. We have a similar kind of...
And the dynamic, too, of, like, I'm kind of, like, the straight man a lot of the time, keeps things on track, thinks of things really structurally, and then you and him are both kind of off the wall, zany...
Scary demon men, yeah.
Crass and edgy, and vulgar and brutal.
I'm no poop now.
Well...
I'm poopless.
You should see a doctor about that.
I think it's good. Continue.
So we've been saying for a while that Eric and Alex should play brothers.
Yeah, and we love Eric's work. Obviously, Jim loves it. He was in Eric's stuff for a long time. Yeah, and I've really I have a growing appreciation for his work. I initially did not know how to take Eric's work, and now I love it. I just think he's such a interesting, like, specific, weird voice, and he just is so himself, and I admire the hell out of that. He definitely has, like, mastered his style and tone. So it was, we've been trying to... Well, so Jim and Eric did a video together. That's our most popular video on the channel. And because Jim was visiting Minnesota to see Eric...
That was a year ago this week.
Right, and so... Yeah. This time, when they got to see each other for the Thanksgiving time, I said, well, we're going to be part, and typically we would make a video. Typically, Jim just makes a video when he's away, because he usually is around people to collaborate with, and I really wanted to be a part of it, especially since it was Eric that he was going to collaborate with. So I pitched the idea of doing kind of like a FaceTime Zoom call.
Yeah.
And that was where it started.
Yeah, and naturally... Alex and I riffed about it for a while and had some jokes in mind, but I kind of knew in my heart that as soon as I pitched this to Eric, he was going to glom onto it and take it in some, like, demented direction.
Well, and that's the whole point of
I kind of
collaborating
just
with
let
someone
him,
like him. Yeah, that's what we wanted. We just wanted the structure to be nailed down.
We had talked about, like, just, like, what the family dynamic is with these brothers and, like, kind of, some more, I guess, just dramatic stuff. And also, like, just kind of bits like he just failed a hot dog eating contest and was sad about it.
We didn't include that.
But
no, I love
because
that.
As soon as I pitched it to Eric, he was like, "Oh, we can film in my like weird, scary basement, and it can be like kind of horror, and I'm gonna be like a feral man."
Dude, that basement is insane.
It's so crazy.
Why does it look so crazy down
I have no idea.
What are they doing?
His apartment building is actually pretty nice. Well, because it's like a duplex. It's like a big ass house that got split into like 4 little apartments.
So it's like a weird shared space that people can use for
That's where all
storage?
of them go do their laundry. So there's laundry machines down there, and the rest of it is just like out of repair because no one uses it.
It's so funny and weird looking.
It's really disgusting down there and crazy.
Perfect for
really
horror
funny
vibes because of just how dark it is and how it's the only lighting you get is from those weird like hang lights that they have in there. Those string cord lights.
I have a pivot to pitch to you for the second half. We're getting close to the second half, which is for Patreons only, which is where the public one ends.
Public, you're not allowed to look.
It's been a year anniversary of us making something every week.
I know. I just saw that. I was looking that up yesterday.
We talked about this a while ago. We should do a bonus segment where we do a retrospective and we do a tier list of all the videos.
That's a fun idea, yeah. I'm down for that.
So that's what we're going to do in the second half of the podcast here, which is only for special folks that give us special dollars.
You have 2 minutes left?
That depends. We sometimes end this at 20, but we could end it at 25.
What?
Right now we're at like 22 minutes.
Okay.
For the public version.
So
should we do one more bit?
I think we do one more bit.
Okay.
I enjoyed that BTS. If you guys like that kind of BTS segment we did, let us know. Because the way we're naturally set up now with this bi-weekly thing, it kind of makes sense to talk about the previous week. So
yeah.
If you guys enjoyed that and just hearing how things are formed,
we love
let us
feedback.
know. If you hate it, we'll find a new way to talk about these kind of things.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I mean, collaborating with those guys was lovely. Mammoth got so excited about how it looked too.
He did a great job.
It looks great. I mean, he's awesome. It's so
very
good.
Funny.
Having someone on camera gives it a whole new improvisational level where it can just flow so naturally. Because so much of what we do, we're setting up the camera and then running over, getting in frame. Oh, how's it look? And like, there's a lot of.
It has become easier with the roommates, but typically we've just been just us two doing things. So. And
that's great too, but it also it requires you to stop and start a lot.
Yeah.
Whereas with Mammoth, I would honestly it took me a sec to get used to it again because it's been a while, but I don't even need to like tell him to record or like wait for him to start speeding. Eric and I just basically riffed through that with you, of course. Mm-hmm. And maybe occasionally it'll be like pause, back it up, or we would be like, let's pick it up.
The crazy thing about that too is that was just like that was like one long take mostly, and then there was like some little things that we added. But that was mostly just one long improvised thing.
They got cut up to be shorter.
Yeah,
and
it worked really well. And because we had talked about it beforehand, I knew kind of what the beats were going to be. And then obviously the weirdness of Eric that he brings is like so unexpected. And then you just get to kind of authentically react to it. So it just made the video feel that much honest, I guess. I don't know. As bizarre as it is. It was a gift. It was a gift.
I mean, weirdly grounded for how fucking crazy it is.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I think just comes from how we were able to film it.
My favorite part of that video is when you are fighting him with the broomstick at the end, and you're holding out the broomstick like this as a way to, like, separate, and you're like, there was no soap in that bathroom. There was no sink in that bathroom.
Yeah.
That makes me laugh the hardest every time I watch it. That is by far my favorite part.
Thanks, bro.
It's just so goofy.
I love the part.
You just look genuinely scared. But also you're like advocating that like you're like being gaslit by this crazy guy.
And also like despite the fact that I'm fighting for my life, still like trying to justify that I didn't wash my hands.
It's so good.
My favorite part is when we're talking about how it reeks down there.
The cat
and
piss.
you're like, yeah, there's cat bottles, which is such a funny phrase. And then I'm like, I don't know, man, it smells like human piss to me. I don't know, something about just that dialogue is so tight, and it was just fully off the cuff. Probably,
would you agree that he's a little freaked out? Yeah, he looks a little freaked out.
That's a fun one. Anyway, that brings us to the end of our public half. That brings us to the 25-minute mark here.
Thanks for joining us. If you want to see some more, you can, as Patreon people, you can just watch our podcast. And
if you want to be in on that.
Yeah, it's new people. Please look in our... I can't talk. New people, look in the description. Subscribe to our Patreon. It helps us out a lot. Thank you very much.
There's a link in the description, and everybody gets it. We don't really have tiers. The tiers are just like how much you can afford, right?
Yeah, it's case by case.
We're not trying
to
wring anyone's arm here, but truly for as little as $2 a month, you can have the podcast in full.
And not only does it provide you content, but it provides you with better content, because then we can devote more time and more resources to our videos and our podcasts. So
it always shows when we get props and stuff. It always
adds
to it. Anyway, thank you.